What up, gang? Jake Chapman, Chrissy Birdsall here with you. It is Magic Game Day once again, and not just any game day. It is Lakers game day. The king is in town, and of course I'm talking about Luka Doncic. He is the king of the NBA right now. He is on an absolute tear, coming off a 60-point outing the other night in Miami, and the LA Lakers come in. Stop me if you've heard this before. About as hot as any team in the league, the Magic with, I'll just say it, the week from hell. A week ago, we were in Miami playing a team with an 8-game winning streak, and then we played the Atlanta Hawks. I don't remember what their win streak was at that point, but I think it was 9 or 10 games. And when we played the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they had an 8-game winning streak. And now we get the Los Angeles Lakers. Yeah, you had a Hornets game mixed in between, although they hadn't won 8 in a row, but they're probably the hottest team in the league, or one of them since New Year's. And now we get the Lakers, who come in on an 8-game winning streak. It was the only time in NBA history, I think, when it happened 3 times within 3 times in a row when it happened last week. David Steele had that on Is This Anything? I would have to think that 4 times within a week span, that's got to be unprecedented. But here we are, the Magic. Boy, a week ago we were on a 7-game win streak. We were flying high, and what a difference a week makes. 3 straight losses against 3 good teams, granted, but Magic kind of scuffling right now, banged up. The injury report is we're keeping our close eye on that, whether or not Wendell Carter Jr. will be able to give it a go tonight. He was not available in Charlotte the other night, and really nobody was available in Charlotte the other night. That was bad. It was one of the worst losses of the season, I think, and Charlotte has a way of making those things sort of snowball and compound on you. The Magic are obviously very banged up right now, road weary, et cetera, but nobody cares. Everybody's tired this time of year. Everybody is slightly injured this time of year, and the Lakers have revenge in mind. Last time we saw these guys in Los Angeles at the end of February, a 110-109 win, a Wendell Carter Jr. putback at the Horn. That was a whole lot of fun, but this is a different-looking Lakers team. They have decided to start defending. Luka Doncic, like I said, is over the last 5 games averaging over 43 points per game. And you get a little added pageantry here tonight, Chrissy Birdsall, because LeBron James will be passing the Chief, Robert Parrish, for the most games played in NBA history. This will be game number 1,612 in the regular season for King James. 41 years old, season number 23, and he's still getting you over 21 points a game, 6 boards, and 7 assists. These Lakers are I think, proving themselves to be a championship contender, although everybody figured the defense wouldn't be good enough for an extended streak. But we're going to see a different-looking Lakers team here tonight. They're locked in defensively, and they're playing some really good basketball right now, Chrissy.
Right. You think it was only a matter of time for this team because you talk about the offense. You have Luka, you have LeBron. Austin Reeves is kind of a 3rd, 4th man in that rotation, too. So they've had a lot of scoring opportunities, but it was that defensive side. And, yeah, since they've been on this roll on defense, they've been just stacking wins together. I think you mentioned 8 straight coming into today. And it's a big game for them. It's a big game for us for very different reasons. You think L.A., they're trying to stay in front of all the other teams in the West, not including the Oklahoma City Thunder and San Antonio Spurs, for that 3 spot in the West. And then for Orlando, you're still trying to fight your way out of the play-in. As of yesterday, they were in the play-in, and then I believe Atlanta lost, so now they're out of the play-in in the 6th spot. So
Hawks did lose last night, correct?
So it's been a lot of back and forth. So, yeah, this is a huge game for both of these teams. We mentioned very different reasons. Orlando trying to snap out of that 3-game losing streak after winning 7 straight. You're trying to get your mind right, trying to get your body right. It's a team that's a little bit banged up coming in, the Orlando Magic, but you're coming home for the first time since Thursday. And, yeah, this is a huge game for them as I'm looking down on the court, seeing who's warming up. That everyone's got to step up in this type of environment. You mentioned it's the end of the year. Everyone's working really hard. I mean, the starters the last couple of games have been playing really well. We need everybody else to pick up as well.
Yeah, by the end of the next back-to-back, which is a Monday home game against Indiana and then up to Cleveland on Tuesday, which will be brutal, it will be 11 games in 17 days for this Magic team. I think right now it's like 9 games in 15 days, and it's just been a lot. And it hasn't been – sometimes it's easier when you go out in those 4- and 5-game road trips because you get used to life on the road, and then you get used again to life back home. It's been home for 1 or 2 and then out on the road and then back. But like I said, no time to complain and no time certainly to try to lick your wounds because the Lakers are off on a road trip themselves, and they are locked in right now playing some of the best basketball. You mentioned Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic are the best scoring combo in the NBA. And so really LeBron James, and J.J. Redick mentioned this a week or two ago, LeBron has sort of slid in to that third option, which is strange to say, but he is kind of filling in the cracks, setting his teammates up. Reeves is the one who comes in averaging 23 and a half points per game. Excuse me, I think I wrote that wrong. Is that 23 and a half or is that 26 and a half? 23 and a half, right? And then Doncic is at 33 and a half. Which is crazy. And like I said, over the last 5 games, averaging 43 points per game and fairly efficiently as well. 51, 44, 75 splits for Luka. Coming off a 60-piece. He was 18 of 30 in Miami the other night. 15 of 19 at the free throw line. Apparently, if you go to Miami, everybody just shoots like obscene numbers of free throws. That's the case down there. And the Magic, again, coming off a game in Charlotte that I think we would be quick to forget, hopefully. And sometimes it's good when you want to turn the page and you have a team coming in that demands your attention. I don't care what game it is, 182 or the middle of the season. When the Lakers come to your arena once a year, and when it's this version of the Lakers with LeBron James, Luka Doncic, it's, those guys are rock stars. And so it'll be fun in the building tonight. Yes, there will be a lot of purple and gold. And I think you saw it in Miami the other night. You saw it certainly in Houston if you were watching those games over the course of the week. The Lakers always there's always a little buzz in the arena. And when that guy who just walked on the floor, oh my goodness, he almost tripped. That would have been real funny. Maybe not funny, but that would have been very ironic if we watched Luka Doncic stumble on his way to the floor. There's always special buzz in the crowd, and that guy right now is playing so well, and he's almost unguardable that I think you're going to have Magic fans gasping tonight when he crosses over and does that escape dribble and pulls up for 3. Luka Doncic is just rolling right now, making an MVP case, and you're going to get your first and only chance to see the Lakers here at Kia Center. It's always a pretty cool night whenever they come, and then certainly with LeBron James breaking Robert Parrish's record tonight should be pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's my first time seeing LeBron James, who's been playing basketball since I've been born.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, he's been playing obviously through his high school, all that
NBA
stuff, but
basketball.
NBA he's been since I was born. So
I wonder if he's played more minutes than you've been alive. Maybe I'll crunch that in a moment.
I don't think that's
probably not.
That wouldn't
but
work
I did figure out LeBron James, he's played 60,676 regular season minutes. That's 11.75 full Sopranos watch-throughs.
Wow.
And that's a lot of time. If anybody's ever watched Sopranos, it'll take you a good year and a half, 2 years of like normal television pace to watch through. And so LeBron's been playing for almost 12 full Sopranos watch-throughs.
That is really one of the more interesting stats that you've ever
That's the way my brain works.
Yeah, no, I like that. That's really good. Yeah, it should be interesting to see him, but I want to get back to the Magic a little bit.
Okay, fine. Yeah, get back to the Magic, whatever.
Because we are the Magic
Sounds
broadcast group up here.
I'll just do this over here. You can do whatever you want.
A little bit important, but I mean, I want to talk about this loss here on Thursday. Talked about 3 straight losses, and I'm looking at some of the comments here. It's just one of those things that this is a Charlotte team that we talked about. They're playing really hot because it's a new year. The team that hit a lot of 3-pointers, 22 of 46, and it was one of those things Coach Mosley said after the game that they weren't able to get the stops that they needed in the beginning. It started to balloon out. Frustrations come. Defensive lapses come. Obviously, Coach Mosley was very frustrated as he was only in for about half of the game and then had to exit after receiving 2 technical fouls. So, yeah, it was a very frustrating night for everybody. But I know Bain was saying, you got to get back on track. You have to just put this one behind you, on to the next one. And that's going to be really important for this team to manage those frustrations. You're 70 games into the season at that point. How do you finish out strong? There's only 12 games left. A lot of chance to make some movement here. And that's what I'm kind of curious to. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we've had moments like this, right? I'm sure you have a little bit of deja vu. The Magic with their backs up against the walls. Let's see if they swing out of it. And they have all season long. And granted, after that Atlanta stinker on Monday night, we sat here with Oklahoma in town, and we said, let's see how they answer. It was the second night of a back-to-back. You had just gotten kind of run off the floor in Atlanta the night before, and you came up a little bit short, but it was an effort that was good enough, I think, to win that game. Oklahoma's just Oklahoma. It was part of what was disappointing on Thursday in Charlotte is you saw on Tuesday night where we can bottle this up and bring it out on the road. You'll feel like you have a chance. And then, like you said, things absolutely snowballed in the first half of that game. Here's the thing. You weren't getting the whistle. And so credit Coach Mosley. He stood up for his guys. And it's, he fired that bullet. It's a coach's trick. Like, if nothing else is going to fire up my guys, maybe I'll just get myself thrown out of here. And that will inspire them a little bit. And it did, I think, for a moment. But that game was going sideways because we didn't defend the way that we know how to. We didn't move the basketball the way that we know how to. And the last couple games, there has been a huge kind of letdown late first quarter, early second quarter. This goes back to Oklahoma specifically, but Atlanta as well, in my opinion, where defensively you just let go of the rope. And I think the second unit misses Jonathan Isaac right now. Yeah, I mean, you might be talking 12, 16 minutes a game, but he's solidified what you had defensively when you broke the lineup and when a Tristan, or if you didn't have Wendell the other night, when your 4s and 5s go to the bench, Jonathan Isaac was playing that role and was filling it well. You didn't have Wendell the other night, so Goga gets into foul trouble. Right. Mo's really struggling defensively right now. Didn't have anybody next to him necessarily to hold that down, and so Coach Mosley is really strapped as far as who he can throw out there when you do need to break the lineup and get your starting lineup a little bit of a blow. Wendell questionable tonight. I hope to see him because we really need that depth along the front line, especially against this team. I think it's one of the areas that we have an advantage. Ayton kind of killed us in late February, but we sort of let him get going. They were taking the ball out of Luka's and LeBron's hands, and Austin Reeves specifically. And so if Ayton wants to score 20, 25 points tonight, that's fine, and he's been doing a good job as of late. But I like Wendell's matchup in this game tonight, and hopefully we have him back in there. We can't afford any more injuries. I think we're used now to life without Franz Wagner. We're getting used to life without Anthony Black. But like I keep saying, it just stresses your second unit so much because those guys are supposed to be your second unit. Now all of a sudden you got guys at the end of the bench. We just signed Jamal Cain to a standard contract. Very happy for Jamal, and he's absolutely taking advantage of his opportunity. But you didn't hope to be late March being forced into signing Jamal for the rest of the season because you were running out of two-way eligibility. I think that just shows you kind of how dire the situation is right now as far as the injury report goes, and that can be really tough. So it's easy to look at the second unit and say they need to be better defensively, but there's just not a lot of reinforcements, or the cavalry not necessarily coming. Might need to make some changes, and I think Coach Mosley alluded to this as far as the rotation goes, and just figure out ways to keep starters on the floor a little bit longer when you do go to the bench, because it's been a problem all week.
Yeah, I know he said that after the game. You were just talking about it right there. But, yeah, it's one of those things I know you said, too, that, the bench, the scoring is the one thing, but it's really that defensive power that has always been a strength of this team for the most part of the season. But when you're so thin on your lineup and you're this deep into March and you're playing these really hot teams, you can't have your starters out there for 40 minutes a night. So we need different people to step up in different ways. And I want to go back because another thing you mentioned before you got into the bench was the ball movement. And that was something that Coach Mosley talked about this morning in shoot-around. Desmond Bain talked about in the post-game. I know Tristan Da Silva mentioned it a little bit in his shoot-around as well. And Desmond Bain was the one that kind of sparked all of this, saying that they need to play more together. There are other teams that, you look at this Atlanta team that they lost to, this Oklahoma City team. They're sharing the ball and they're moving without the basketball. And that was the big thing that he said. He said this is a team that needs to lean into it. And Mosley said that that's something that they can work on when they're touching the paint and they're moving the ball side to side. That team, they play really well. And I went and I looked back at the stats. When you look at that 7-game win streak versus the last 3 losses, there has been a huge disparity in the assist column. In that win streak, they were averaging almost 30 assists per game. In these last 3 losses, they're averaging about 21.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like a huge, 15 number, but still, those 8 assists, that's showing the ball movement slowing down. And you see that a lot, is that people aren't moving off of the ball. It's a lot of ISO. It's a lot of one-on-ones. And it's not helping with the offense at all. So that's one thing I think Desmond Bain said they need to lean into it. I'm curious what Mosley's going to say in the pregame about the ball movement. I think that's going to be a huge key for this team if they want to get back in the win column.
Yeah, a lot of times those assist numbers can obviously, if you're not making shots, the assist numbers aren't going to jump. But we've seen those numbers back up the eye test, which is my favorite. I love when you see something and then you're able to sort of verify it with some hard stats. our assist numbers jump when we defend and get out and run first and foremost, and we haven't been doing any of that. And so, as I always say, let's make it a little bit easier on ourselves, turn D into O, get out and scoot a little bit, and get some easy buckets. But then those paint touches are the real key to all of this. Sometimes we'll share the basketball. We don't have a whole bunch of just give me the ball and
Right.
But what will happen is we'll just stand there and toss it around the perimeter, and nobody's moving without the ball. Ball movement's one thing. Body movement is just as important, and that, I think, is a lot of times what gets bogged down a little bit. Paolo's going to have the ball in his hands. Desmond Bane's going to have the ball in his hands. If you're not Paolo or Desmond Bane, move. Go set a screen. Do something. Relocate. You got to keep moving, and those paint touches are so big for us. We're not a great shoot off the bounce, toss it around the perimeter, and knock down threes type team. We are much better when we get those paint touches, puncture the defense a little bit, and then go inside out and generate those feet set, squared up three-pointers, which is what Coach Mosley's always talking about, rather than, 1-2. Desmond Bane can shoot off the bounce. Nobody else on this team is really necessarily designed to do it that way. And so, moving the ball, sharing the basketball, and getting looks against defenses that aren't necessarily set is a huge key for this team and something we need to lock in on. Certainly tonight against an LA team that, like I said, they come in at 20th in defensive rating, but month of March, they're 10th in defensive rating, and they're 4th in net rating in the month of March. They've been playing just about as well as anybody. The one thing they do is they will turn the ball over, but even that they've been much better at in the month of March, up to 7th in turnover percentage in March, although for the season they're still at 20th. So you're talking about a Lakers team that was basically just score for the first 4 or 5 months of the season, and then whether it was J.J. Redick challenging them or their veterans, or them just kind of, figuring it's time to step on the gas a little bit, they've been defending and playing at both ends for the last couple, and that's how you end up with an 8-game winning streak. That's how you end up with J.J. Redick looking like a genius, and that's how you end up with the Lakers and everybody talking about basketball and not all kinds of la-la land sort of nonsense, which often is the case when Los Angeles isn't playing well. There's just always a lot of drama within that organization if they're not playing well.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, you have a little bit more of a history background of that stuff than I do. But yeah, I think it's a lot of the players stepping up at this time of the year. I mean, you looked all across the league and everybody just seemed to be winning at the same time. And right now I saw a tweet. It was actually from a Miami fan account. And they said that all these teams were winning when Miami was winning. And then when Miami starts losing, everybody starts losing again, with Orlando losing the last 3, Atlanta following the other day. And that's the thing, is that it's a really tough time of year. We've talked about the standings ad nauseum at this point, but it's going to be a huge factor going forward when you only have 12 games left in the season of who's going to step up at this point, what teams are going to make a move. In Orlando, where they're sitting right now, 12 and a half games back from first place, but they're only half a game up on Atlanta and Miami. And I know Dante talked about it last week on 96.9 The Game, is that you're fighting with your own division right now to avoid that play-in right now. And these games coming up, even though this East versus West Coast game, it doesn't really mean anything in terms of those head-to-heads, it's still really just as important.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, these are massive. It's always important when the Lakers come. I don't care if you got 15 wins
Right.
or 50. But for sure, every game huge down the stretch. If you look across the league tonight, who else is playing? We got the Cavs in New Orleans. Pelicans have been live as of late, but Cleveland hoping to knock off a Pelicans team not really playing for anything. Miami is in Houston tonight, take on the Rockets. That'll be one certainly to keep an eye on. The Sixers in Utah playing the Jazz. Probably chalk that one up for Philly, and then our game, certainly a huge one coming up here. You can always check us out. Make sure you tune us in pregame at 6:30, 96.9 The Game, our flagship station here in Central Florida. You can stream us on the iHeart Magic or the iHeart Radio app or the Orlando Magic app outside of the listening area. You can check us out on Sirius XM or on NBA League Pass audio as well. Waiting on Coach Mosley, and I'm hoping we've got everything squared away here. I'm not seeing or hearing him. I haven't gotten any sort of a text from Dewberry, but we're also not getting a feed. I plugged in the interview room feed. Oh, wait, I think I just heard the door open. How about
There we
that?
go.
Look at that.
Perfect time.
Coach, well, he must have been listening. He's probably
Coach, obviously this is a group that'll test you defensively. For your defense to be at its best tonight, what are some of the areas they have to excel in?
First priority is defending without fouling. They get to the free throw line so frequently. They got guys that know how to do it. You just got to be smart about how you show your hand, show a crowd early. The second piece is knowing your personnel. One-on-one defense is going to be key, but they've got to see bodies all night and then getting back in transition. They've done a much better job of throwing that ball ahead, so we've got to make sure we're sprinting back, either crashing to keep them from going early and making sure we get back.
Wendell's available tonight. Just how's he doing, and just how does he help you defensively, with what you're trying to do?
Wendell's obviously he's been a key for us all year. His ability to switch and guard multiple positions, his physical presence down there. So him feeling better is a big key for us.
Saw Jace play in the G League last night. Just what did you make of his performance, and just how valuable are those minutes for him when maybe he's not in the rotation with you guys?
I think that's the importance of having Osceola, being able to get guys minutes down there that aren't necessarily cracking the rotation the entire time, but they get a game feel, they come back, they feel good about how they've played, helping them get wins. I think that's also very important. I think he continues to stay aggressive, knows when to find a shot, his ability to distribute and get guys involved. I think that's going to be very important for him as he continues to grow.
Coach, when you're preparing for a player like Luka Doncic, especially on the run he's on right now, what are your keys to try and slow down his production?
Great players, they figure out ways. And being around him and knowing how he plays and how he can pick the game apart, you've just got to keep him off balance as best as possible. And then some of it's just hope he misses. Because the reality is he hits some tough shots. You look at that Miami game, you watch the Houston game, he's hitting what we consider tough shots, but those are also shots I've seen him work on. Those are shots that he puts himself in the gym and gets after in those areas. I think you've just got to mix the defenses up, mix when you double team, mix when you switch, different variations. You've just got to make sure they stay off balance so he doesn't get a heavy dosage of the same thing where he can read the game that well and pick you apart.
Coach, the last time you guys played the Lakers, you won by 1 point. What made this young Magic team dangerous right now?
I think, our ability to defend, knowing how we can guard and what it creates for us. Our defense has to create our offense, but just the belief system in each other, how we work together, the camaraderie that this group has, the toughness that we have, the physical attributes we have. I think our guys' belief in what they're able to do any given night is at an all-time high right now. So I think coming up against the Lakers and a very good basketball team and how they're playing is going to be good for us.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Coach Jamal Mosley, Jake Chapman, Chrissy Birdsall here with you. We are up on the radio perch, getting set for the Lake Show in the house here tonight. LeBron James will pass Robert Parrish as the all-time leader in career games played in the NBA regular season. 1,612 games it will be for the King. Season number 23, 41 years old. He is a year younger than me. We were in high school in Northeast Ohio right about the same time. Never crossed paths.
Right.
But he's the rare athlete that almost no matter what you think about him, you're probably kind of right. Right? Like you can understand people who don't necessarily like the cut of his jib. You can understand people who worship him and call him the king and he's their GOAT. He has delivered on every last bit of expectation and hype, which you can almost never say about athletes, especially guys who are on Sports Illustrated when they were still in high school. But it's a cool experience when you get to watch the guy play live. Happy you're going to get a chance to experience that. Don't know how many more we do have. If I know anything about LeBron James, I'm pretty sure this won't be his last season because he's going to want that retirement.
Right.
He's going to want the key to the city and all of the different parting gifts on his way out from every different arena and every different fan base, and that's fine. He deserves that. But when he laughs and says, "Yeah, I might retire this year. This might just be it." We all know better. I think there's absolutely no way. And why would you quit when you're still playing as well as LeBron James is, even in year number 23, coming in and averaging over 21 points a game, nearly 7 assists, and he is smart enough now. This will be his 50th game played this season. He's figured out a way to kind of reserve himself and have enough left in the tank late in the regular season and heading into the postseason. Lakers absolutely surging right now, and Coach Mosley detailing some of the things they need to pay attention to. As the one reporter asked and referenced, Magic with one win already over the Lakers this season. That was on that West Coast road trip coming out of the All-Star break, February 24th. at Crypto.com Arena, 110-109 win. We mentioned Luka Doncic coming in playing insane basketball right now for 43 points a game over his last 5. Magic did a really good job that night. And, of course, there's, Jamal Mosley knows Luka about as well as anybody. Jamal, 7 seasons as an assistant there in Dallas with Luka, so that would have been, his first 3 seasons, I believe, Luka's in Dallas. And Jamal knows and adores Luka Doncic, the man and the player. But I think he knows a little bit how to slow the guy down. He was 8 of 24, Luka, that night in Los Angeles. He was 2 of 10 from three-point range and turned the ball over just 2 times. Did have 15 assists, so it was a night where he was helping everybody else get going. But you got to have one or the other. You can't let the guy get 60 and then also have 9 or 10 assists. I don't think you can probably let the guy get 60 and win the game no matter what. But you want Luka Doncic taking step-back contested threes, and even when you get him to shoot those, sometimes it's not good enough.
Yeah, it's showing him a crowd, showing him something different every time he brings the ball up the floor or he gets the ball wherever he gets it. And that was something I know even Jamal Cain said, that sometimes he's just going to have a night, and you got to worry about everybody else and just trying to slow him down as much as you can. But Jake buried the lead there. Wendell Carter Jr. is available for tonight, and then we were talking about that before Coach Mosley talked. That's going to be a huge bump for this team. Not having him against Charlotte really hurt this team, especially when it came to the rebounding off the glass, getting the balls in the paint. And Wendell Carter Jr. is going to fix a lot of those problems. He played really well the last time this team played the Lakers. He had 20 points, 11 rebounds, double-double. Dell getting back into his, his position, and he had that huge play at the end, obviously, to get the win for this team. And you mentioned he matches up very well against Ayton. He matches up very well against these Los Angeles bigs. So having him back in the lineup, I think, is going to be huge for this team. Their confidence, their momentum to try and get back in the win column.
Yeah, and hopefully he's fresh, because he looked like he was worn down in the Atlanta and the Oklahoma City game. He had 3 rebounds against Atlanta and 5 against Oklahoma City, and we need more. And Goga looked like he was a little overwhelmed in the Charlotte game. Got in foul trouble pretty quickly. Really struggled keeping Moussa Diabate off the glass that night. And rebounding is like a non-negotiable for this Magic team. If we get beat up on the glass, as we have really all week, then typically we're in trouble. 12 and 20 on the season when we're out rebounded by our opponent. And the second chance points, a big key there as well. We are a team that puts so much into the defensive side of the ball that we can't allow second chance opportunities. That is typically a pretty easy way to kind of put us in jeopardy. And so if you want any chance against this Los Angeles team tonight, I think cleaning up the defensive glass, a huge key. They're not a great offensive rebounding team necessarily, but they do have versatile functional size. And like guys like LeBron and Luka, that's one of the things that make them so special. Rebounding is a defensive stat. And so, no, Luka Doncic is probably never going to make an all-defensive team, but grabbing 8 rebounds a game, especially when you're a guard, that ends possessions. That is very helpful, and that is one thing this Lakers team is certainly capable of. They also have a whole bunch of guys who take charges, and so that is something that I think we need to be aware of, especially Paolo. When you get into the paint, Austin Reeves going to be waiting on you. Marcus Smart going to be waiting on you. They've got guys who know their roles, and I think you got to make sure that you're under control against this team when you're attacking. We're going to try to generate those paint touches, but make sure that you are under control as you're driving and kicking, and that'll be a big key certainly against this team here tonight.
Yeah, this paint battle is going to be really interesting. The 9th and 10th best teams in points in the paint this year, and that was something that I kind of circled with Wendell Carter Jr. being available. It's just how much that opens the game on the inside, and then if you get the inside going, it opens up everything else on the outside as well. But one thing Mosley said too, just talking about the defense, is we know how good this Lakers team is on offense, but he said defending without fouling is key. I'm looking at the little box score right here, the tail of the tape, and this is a team that makes a lot of points off their free throws. Not as many as we do, but they do a lot of free throws as well. So that's going to be a huge key for them to stay out of foul trouble, to, get those offensive moving, and then on defense, just keeping as many players in check without getting them to the line.
Yeah, they're the only, they're one of 2 teams that have a higher free throw attempt rate than we do. They're tops in the league, 31.5% free throw attempt rate for the Lakers. Now, they don't knock them down necessarily, 24th in free throw percentage, but getting to the stripe, not a problem. And I mentioned Luka in the way he's been playing. Free throws have been a big part of that month of March, over his last 5 games here. 11 free throws attempted over that stretch per game, and shooting 51, 44, 75 splits is Luka over the last 5. He's just on another level right now, coming off a 60-piece. 9 made triples the other night against Miami. He made 7 the night previous in Houston, and that was pretty epic back-to-back to be sure. So Magic and the Lakers going to be a whole lot of fun. It always is when Los Angeles comes. Magic, for what feels like the 9th time in a row, taking out a team on an 8-game win streak. But it's been a tough week, but you can finish it off the right way, and you can get back on the right track and forget about Oklahoma and Atlanta and Charlotte. If you beat this Lakers team, it would be a season series sweep, and it would certainly propel you into a tough home road back-to-back coming up. You got the Pacers in on Monday, okay, fine, and then to Cleveland to see the Cavaliers on Tuesday night in what's shaping up to be an absolutely massive game as well. She's Chrissy. I'm Jake. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're going to have you with the pregame show coming up 6:30 on our flagship station 96.9. Stream us on the iHeart app, the Orlando Magic app, outside the listening area on SiriusXM, and NBA League Pass audio as well. For now, we'll send you down to the floor. Go Magic.
Yeah. Whoa, I got a girl, she Colombian, Afro-Caribbean honeydew, whipping out Abels, no condiments, from Barranquilla, no argument, she going hard like a gallo, don't care what they say, hell if I know, I'm chilling with babe with my eyes closed, got the champagne with my blindfolds, I'm on your flight in Miami, shopping and tripping with Moochie the family, drop top when I drop down, like the hell of savage like I'm Randy, I'm on 1,000, living my life like I don't get no hoots about plan B's, my life something like a Tahoe, you're something like a Camry, yeah. Give the people what they want, cause I got it. I ain't lying. Locked in, I do it just for profit. I ain't lying. Love it how I break it down just like that. I ain't lying. Love it how I run the town just like that. I ain't lying. Love it how I break it down just like that. I ain't lying. Love it how I run the town just like that. I ain't lying.
What's up, guys, and welcome to Courtside Countdown presented by Hard Rock Bet. I'm Kendra Douglas alongside Savage Says, and we welcome you into today's game where the Magic will be taking on the Lakers, a big one for this Magic squad to bounce back, and you can catch that game on FanDuel Sports Network, your home for the Orlando Magic. The pregame show tipping off at 6:30 with Dante and the crew with the game at 7 p.m. So it's going to be a moment for this team to get back into the win column, especially after that tough loss in Charlotte. For starters, I want you guys to continue the comments. I'm looking at all the comments, everything you guys are saying. Fans showing up for us. We have a special surprise out there for all the fans too. But continue to just keep the comments coming. We'll try to get to them as much as we can. But let's talk about this Charlotte game real quick. Let's talk about a little bit of what happened with that one. Tough night for them. I mean, it was an opportunity for the Magic to also get back into the win column. The spark coming from the bench for the Charlotte Hornets, Kobe White, who netted 27 points. Brandon Miller had 25 and LaMelo Ball had 20. The Magic fell in this one 130 to 111. But what got me were the three-pointers made by this crew. 22 three-pointers made by the Charlotte Hornets. What stood out to you about that loss?
Yeah, the Magic ran into a buzzsaw, so to speak, with the Hornets getting the best of them. And what I really think has happened to the Magic, they've had a gauntlet of a schedule post-All-Star break. You look at their last 4 games, they play a Miami team that's on a 7-game win streak. They play a Hawks team that's on a 7+ game win streak. They play a Thunder team that's on a 7+ game win streak on the second night of a back-to-back, and then a red-hot Charlotte Hornets team. And just a little bit of a preview, it doesn't get any easier tonight with another team that's on a 7+ game win streak. So the Magic have had their hands full with a lot of tough teams lately, and I think the Hornets, who are starting a long homestand, a little bit more well-rested, prepared for a Magic team on Del Curry retirement night. I
Yes.
think they felt that energy.
They did.
And they had a little bit more of it than the Magic did in this one.
You can see the Magic got out-rebounded in this one, and even the assists were similar in a way. I mean, the Magic were doing a good job of getting everyone active. They just couldn't get the shots going and couldn't find their shots. It took a while for Paolo Banchero to even get his shot made from the field. So it was a tough night for this Magic squad indeed.
Yeah, in the last couple games, the bench has been tough when Jamal Mosley has broken the lineup. They've struggled to get guys going, and that's what happens when you have 3 starters out of the rotation, as was the case in that Charlotte game with Wendell Carter Jr. out, Anthony Black and Franz Wagner have been out for extended periods of time, and then you have a key rotation piece in Jonathan Isaac on the sideline as well. So I think those injuries have started to add up for the Magic a little bit, but being home in this building, feeling the energy of the crowd that I'm sure will be here tonight, as it is every time they play the Lakers, will help propel the team, give it the energy it needs.
1,000%. That's what the Magic fans are going to need to do tonight.
Yes.
Because, look, they've beaten the Lakers 4 straight already.
Yep.
And so this is an opportunity to make it number 5 here tonight. So it would be a great chance for them to bounce back. I know LeBron James is out here warming up as we speak. So fans are here to watch that, put on the show a little bit. But let's still talk about this Charlotte Hornets team and this Magic squad, what happened. Desmond Bane really led the charge for them. And he was the one that he's consistently just been consistent for the Orlando Magic. That's what you love about what he's been doing. 24 points, 7 rebounds. His last 5, he's averaged 20 points. He's scored in double figures in the last 20 games for the Orlando Magic. He is a guy that you don't even need to really find him open. He's going to figure out to get a shot in.
Yeah, he was aggressive. I thought, he did his best to try to keep the Magic in this game. Really tried to get the group to rally when Magic head coach Jamal Mosley got ejected and try to feed that group. Even though it didn't work, I like what I saw out of Dez in that one. 53% from the field, continues to be efficient while putting up high numbers. You got to love Desmond Bane, who not only is preparing on the court right now, but also probably diligently paying attention to what his Horned Frogs are doing against the Duke Blue Devils tonight.
1,000%. If you guys are keeping up with the NCAA tournament, then you know that Desmond Bane went to TCU. We got Wendell Carter Jr., Paolo Banchero, who all went to Duke. They are playing right now. And as somebody who is a fan of UNC, I am cheering for TCU all the way. Cheering for TCU all the way.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked, Kendra.
But I just mentioned Wendell Carter Jr. Magic fans fans on here call him Double Del. We have a fan here who has been watching our show, and you guys love him too because you guys are talking about how he comes up with the name Double Del. Let's bring him in right now because this is what I love in this moment. Hold up the sign right here. I love it. A big Magic fan, of course. What makes it so much fun to cheer for this team?
They're just got so much energy. You're never really out of the game. How many times have we come back from 18-20 down, either pulled it out or just right there to steal it? The future is bright in O-Town.
I love it. And for the ones who are in this chat right now and they're saying, wait, which viewer is this from our YouTube? Go ahead and say your name.
Luis Rosario.
So if you guys remember, because Jay Curve has said it in here. Jay Curve said Lewis came up with Double Del, and you see it right there, the Double Del. We had to bring Lewis here.
Double Del since the Emirates Cup against Miami.
I love it. We had to bring him. Once he came and we saw the sign, we were like, anyone who is a fan of Courtside Countdown, we have to bring him on. So I love it. Everyone's cheering for you. Everyone loves that they get to see you out here. For you, what would you like to see from this Magic team tonight?
Tonight, steal it because I was out in the concourse and I thought I was in LA. I thought I went on a road game. So, we're at home, we're on the road, people thinking this is their place and it's actually ours. We got to steal it.
I love that, Lewis. I love the energy. Any questions you want to ask Lewis?
No, Lewis, I think how big is the energy tonight? We often see the LA fans coming a little bit earlier because, they want to watch warm-ups. There's one chance to see Luka, LeBron. But I expect the Magic fans to fill it out as it's going on. How important is that energy in the building?
Oh, big time. It's Saturday night. Come on. It's not a Sunday or a Tuesday or Wednesday. You got to get back to work and everything else. And kids, tomorrow, crash it in. But let's go all the way out tonight. Leave it on the table.
Love that. Lewis, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you guys so much. And for the big moment here, too, is not just the Magic going to go and look to get a win, but Jamal Cain. Let's talk about him. Let's actually hear what he had to say about being able to sign with the team.
Coach, first off, we saw Jamal Cain got a standard contract yesterday. What have you seen out of him since his time with you, and how happy are you for him?
Yeah, what we've seen from him is, one, just pure appreciation for getting to play this game. A young man that has worked his tail off for years in this league to try to make it to this level. He comes in with a sense of joy, a work ethic, a professionalism every single day. What we ask our guys to do night in and night out, again, and we go back to that was the thought of the day, is just you get to do this. You don't have to, you get to. So that was so much joy for him. Our guys celebrated him in the video room, which I think is such a great thing for him and for us as a group.
Jamal, along those lines, yesterday we saw you get a standard contract. How exciting was that for you, and how fulfilling does it feel to see all that hard work you put in pay off?
Yeah, super excited for one. I've been waiting 4 years for that, you know what I mean? All the hard work and grind is paying off, but I wasn't more excited than my mom and my family. They surprised me for my B-Day yesterday, and just seeing the excitement on their faces made it all worth my while, but definitely blessed, for sure.
Celebrating it.
Well-deserved, definitely well-deserved. You can tell by everybody's reaction. Everybody's super happy for him because he's a hard-working guy, a great guy in the locker room. Somebody that's really earned a spot to be on a contract like this. So everybody's super happy. Obviously, you've also seen him these last couple of games really playing a lot and really helping us as a team. So yeah, nothing but joy for him.
All right, you just heard the guys talk about it, but you see it right there. The Magic signing Jamal Cain, a big one, as they brought him onto the Magic as a two-way in July 25th. He's played 27 games this season with the Magic. He scored in double figures 3 times, including a season high of 15 points on March 19th in Charlotte. So a big moment for him.
No, absolutely, and you could feel it. It couldn't have worked out any better for Jamal Cain. With it being his birthday, all his family was coming into town. They were planning to have a big party for him. Then his agent reaches out to him, calls him, first tells him that he's been cut by the Magic and that he's got to find a place to play overseas, and then tells him he's just kidding, that he has signed a standard contract with the Magic. His whole family celebrates him, and you could just see the way the guys rally around him.
Yes.
The Magic celebrated it during shoot-around today, and you could just feel the energy around Jamal. And what I love about him is I asked Jamal, Mo said you're unflappable. You're a guy you could plug in at any time and knows he won't get overwhelmed by the moment.
Yeah.
Whether it's going against Miami, Charlotte, or going against Luka and LeBron tonight, what allows you to do that? And he goes, Luka, LeBron, my mother, my brother, doesn't matter who I'm going against.
Yes.
It's the same court, same length, same rims, same game.
Yes.
And that's what I love about Jamal Cain. Doesn't get overwhelmed by anything in any given moment. Stays ready. Love to see his hard work paid off.
That's what you want to hear from a guy like that, a two-way guy like that who makes the most of his opportunities. And I'm going to sit here and tell you, it's funny about this whole thing. I felt like I was seeing it in the future. So when we were in Charlotte and he was warming up during shoot-around, I looked at one of our trainers and I said, how many games does he have left? Because he has been very instrumental.
Very close.
He only had 7 more games left with the Magic before signing with them. So I asked that question because I felt like this is a guy that's been very instrumental, especially down the stretch when they needed him the most. So I was hoping for something like this for him too, because it would be hard to see them lose him, especially right now.
Yeah, and he's not a guy who's first year in the NBA. This is a guy who's put in 4 years in the G League, two-way, etc., to try to earn a standard NBA contract. So it's been a long time coming for Jamal. He sees it, gets it to happen. You just love to see. You could see the genuine smile both on his face and his teammates' face when talking about it. This is a guy that they know is all about the right things, just tries to do the right things for the team. And you love to see good things happen to good people.
You really do. You really do. Some of the comments you guys are saying, he has ice cold blue kicks that Jay Cain is rocking tonight. He did. I saw the kicks out there. He was rocking some ice cold blue kicks. So hopefully that gets him going. A lot of you guys were also really excited to see Lewis on here. Jay Curve saying, "Let's go, Lewis."
Yes.
I'm screen
I was
recording.
excited.
I was excited. Shalisa saying definitely need double Dell tonight. You saw the poster from Lewis in this one. A lot of comments of you guys saying, if we win, we'd be tight against the Raptors. So that would be a big one too for this Magic squad, as they need a win like this here tonight.
Those Eastern Conference standings are tough and tight.
Yeah.
And so every game out here, 12 remaining, is critical. I can't believe we're already 70 games into the season.
It's wild.
That blows my mind. But they will need double Dell because not only will he be available for the Magic, but Austin Reeves will be available for the Lakers. So they're pretty much going to be close to full bore in terms of LA's side. And the Magic still without J.I., still without AP, still without Fran. Need everybody they can in order to beat an LA team that's pretty much fully loaded tonight.
Yeah, they definitely will. I want to talk a little bit about this LA squad as you guys are locking in with us on Courtside Countdown presented by Hard Rock Bet. Kendra Douglas Savage says if you guys are just locking in with us, the Magic will be taking on the Los Angeles Lakers here tonight at 7 p.m. with the pregame show at 6:30. So it's going to be a big game for this team. But I want to talk about the Lakers squad, and let's look at the matchup between those two teams because it's going to be a tough one heading in tonight. The Lakers, they're continuing to find a rhythm. They've been on a groove as of late when you look at the matchup between the two teams. So that's really kind of the biggest thing right now. You can see their record. The Lakers, they're third in the West. That's huge for them, too. They've been able to really find their rhythm. I mean, that's one thing that I think is going to be really huge about them is they've won 8 straight since their loss to Denver. When you think about this Lakers squad, defensively, they struggle a little bit, but offensively, they're really, rolling.
Yeah, when you look at the numbers, over the course of that 8-game win streak, they're atop the league in scoring, second place, right behind the Miami Heat. They're first in field goal percentage. So not only are they scoring, but they're doing it extremely efficiently.
Yeah.
And at the head of the snake for that is Luka Doncic, who over that streak is averaging over 40 points per game.
Yeah.
Just killing teams with the way he's playing basketball right now.
Yeah, you're looking at Luka's highlights right now. He had a 60-piece against Miami, and that was a big one for that team because he's been finding his way, finding his groove, just doing whatever he needed to do for that team.
You hate to see a guy light up the Heat.
I know you do. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 38 minutes against the Miami Heat squad. Luka was on a tear.
Yeah, no, this is a guy that's scoring against great coverages. And when you look at his month, extremely impressive, probably going to be up there for Western Conference Player of the Month. I'm absolutely sure of that. And, Magic head coach Jamal Mosley knows Luka about as anyone, coached him in Dallas, has gone against him a number of times. And all you can do is mix up coverages, throw different guys on him because he's seen every different coverage. He's played against every type of player.
Yeah.
And he finds ways to score regardless. So you just got to do your best job of mixing it up for him and then also hope he has an off night because he's due to have an off night, Kendra,
You gotta have an off night. You gotta have an off night, Luka. Let's get to some of your comments in this one. A lot of people, Lewis commenting the Duvin stuff. The Duvin stuff has been so good. Is this anything shirt with my guys David Steele and Jeff Turner? I love that shirt. We have that one.
I went in the team shop earlier. I had a bunch of requests. I tried to fulfill them. So Duvin, excellent job. A lot of product that people love. When I went out to the team shop this morning right after shoot around, they told me that there had been a line of like 50 to 100 people
I'm not
lined
surprised.
up for doors to open to get their first look at the merchandise. And I came in there probably around noon, and there was still a bunch of people in there shopping. So that crew's done an amazing job really resonating with the fans.
I love all the stuff gear, too. I love what they're doing with that. I love this one. Jamal Cain knows his opportunity is presenting itself, and he's taking charge of it. I love what they're saying.
Yes.
I got a happy early birthday comment on here. Yes. Thank you.
Some people with some inside intel.
Some people with some inside intel know that my birthday's coming up. I'll be at the game Monday against the Pacers. Okay, Jay Curve's going to be here. I forget that I still got the Pacers.
Yeah, and guess what? You're going to have another game right after that. So no rest for the weary coming up.
I'm tired of these these back-to-backs. I'm tired of them.
The NBA schedule makers really didn't consider
They
us
did not.
when they
did
were
not.
making this second half of the season.
No, they
schedule.
did not. Joanne said, let's go Magic. I love that one. I love that as well. Okay, let's continue. Let's get to your storylines a little
All right.
early. Let's talk about what this team needs to do here tonight. What do we got for us?
Yeah, so first in, it's going to be lock in on Luka and LeBron and Austin Reeves now that he's made available as well. But Luka especially, when you look at the way he's playing basketball right now, all three of those guys are primary playmakers with size.
Yeah.
So you can't just give up after the first action. They're going to move it to the end of the shot clock, and you have to be locked in on all three of those guys. Then move the basketball with purpose. They're a team that can really capitalize on turnovers, make you pay. We know the history of LeBron with that, and Luka can do it as well. So you have to take care of the basketball and really force them to go in the second and third actions because they have a few guys who might give up on that. So that's where the Magic can really make their hay offensively. And lastly, 48-minute focus. Desmond Bain talked about this after the Hornets game. There's certain teams in the league that if you give them an inch, will take a mile. The Lakers are one of those teams, so you have to be locked in from start to finish.
I want to talk about the last time that they played them, which, we remember that one.
We've had some memorable ones.
We've had some memorable ones, but let's talk about the last game that they went up against them. And we were in we were in LA, and it was in February. Wendell Carter Jr. had that putback to help with the Magic, and 6.7 seconds left on the clock, and they end up getting the win. What did you notice that separated the Magic in that game that you want to see here tonight as well?
Yeah, I thought it was big plays down the stretch. And we look at the Magic's clutch record and all these clutch games. They've played a ton of them.
Yeah.
And I think that showed in that outing that even with an experienced team with guys like LeBron, Luka, it was the Magic's end-of-game execution that proved to be better with Wendell Carter Jr. coming up with a key basket that came off an Anthony Black offensive rebound.
Yeah.
And they came up with the big plays, where on the other hand, the Lakers, Luka passed up on a shot attempt, kicked it to LeBron. He had to take a tough shot, and they weren't able to get a rebound in time to, beat the Magic. So you have to love what you're seeing out of this Orlando team late in games, and it's up to them to put themselves in a position to come away with another one tonight. They've won 12 of their last 17 games against the Lakers here in this building. So always a lively one, but the Magic have gotten the best of them in recent history.
DOC said, we are on a winning streak versus the Lakers, so let's keep it going. Yes. But one thing that I think is also going to be interesting in keeping it going is you see the last time that they played them in LA right there was that 110 to 109. What was interesting about that game, too, though, is the three-headed monster for the Lakers include LeBron James, Austin Reeves, and Luka Doncic. But when you look at the duo, it is just Luka and Austin Reeves that have really figured it out. I mean, they're on top of the scoring duo in the league this season with 56.9 combined average points. How do you slow down a guy like Austin Reeves?
Yeah, no, he, like LeBron, Luka, an additional playmaker with size, plays a little bit like Franz Wagner, trying to get it done on both ends of the floor.
Yeah.
And will play make in addition to scoring the basketball. So you just have to be diligent in your rotations. Know who you're closing out to, because if you get caught up in miscommunication, switches, they have three guys that'll make you pay. Most teams are lucky if they have two guys scoring over 20. The Lakers have three of them.
Right.
So that's really hard to manage. Jumbo-sized playmakers, a lot of what the Magic try to do when they're at full tilt, where you have guys like Paolo, Franz, AB, who are all large, can play make for others. The Lakers have that advantage as well on any given night.
Yeah, they sure do. So this is going to be a tough one tonight. It's going to be a know your personnel kind of night.
Yeah.
It's going to be about rebounding and not letting this team have second chance opportunities to get in there. Before we get out of here, let's take a look at the road ahead for us and where we're going next, or what's happening next. We got a couple good games coming up for the Orlando Magic as well. So you see it right there. The Pacers coming into town. Then, like you just mentioned, on the back of a second night, the second night of a back-to-back, the Magic will head to Cleveland.
Just love to have that on a national
mean,
TV game. Give us a second night of a back-to-back with travel in between. Just love that.
And then the Sacramento Kings will come to town. That's a team that they're struggling this season. so you hope that the Magic can come away with a win with all three of those games.
Yes.
This is an opportunity for them to continue to climb in standings and have some good opportunities to show that case that, they are a dominant team.
Look, Cleveland's only 3.5 games up on the Magic in fourth place. you have a game coming up against them. You could knock that down to 2.5 games with a win right there. And if you come away with wins in this stretch, who knows what Cleveland does? So that's why you just got to keep racking up wins over these last 12 games. Find yourself out of the play-in, in the postseason mix, and then hopefully, if everything breaks the Magic's way, hosting a first-round series here at Kia Center because it's still within reach.
And that's what we would want to see, because we want to see you Magic fans here cheering on this team. When you look at the standings right there, you see it that, the Magic, they have some climbing to do, but they just got to stay consistent and keep this one going for themselves. So hopefully this Magic squad will lock in tonight, get that fifth straight win against the Lakers before they enter in and take on the Pacers. That will do it for us on Courtside Countdown presented by Hard Rock Bet. Kendra Douglas, Savage says, thank you guys so much for joining us here tonight. Up next, you can turn to FanDuel Sports Network to lock in with Dante and the crew as they get you ready for tonight's game on Magic Live, the pregame show at 6:30, with the game tipping off at 7 p.m. Magic fans, thank you so much for joining us. We love it when you guys comment and we can meet you guys. Thank you again. We really, I kid you not, we appreciate it more than you guys know. So thank you so much, and have a good night, and we will see you guys later.